Bye-bye.
Here in West Central Missouri, we call this 125-year-old farmhouse home. This was built in 1901 by my husband's family. And life moves a little slower here. Honestly, that's how we like it. Hi, I'm Brittney, the Homestead Dreamer. Most days you'll find me out in the garden, preserving whatever's in season, milking our family cow, homeschooling our kids, or just getting things ready for our little farm store. And Kyle, he's the farmer. He raises row crops and cattle alongside his parents, carrying on a legacy that's been a part of this land for generations. We're just doing our best to build a life that's a little more intentional and a little more rooted in what really matters. So whether you're here for the homesteading, the farm life, or just a slower pace, we are so glad that you're here. This is my Lilac Hill.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My husband has graciously taken the kids to work with him today so I can get a few things done. We just finished homeschool with Miles, and so they are headed up to our farm on the hill to move the cows. So while they are gone, I'm going to show you something special that I got in the mail. I wanted to do kind of an unboxing and a put together with me type of a video. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I got and show you what we're going to do with it. We got another green stalk in a super bright and fun color. This is the lemon yellow color. It's a new color this year, so I'm super excited for that. And we're gonna put it together out here in, not really the front of the house, but the west side of the house. And the other green stalk is on the east side of the house. So we're gonna see which one does better. And it's going to be similar things that are planted in here, but also a few different things. And as you notice, I'm wearing a sweater. After all that rain that we got, it is very chilly. It's like 60 degrees, which may not be super chilly to most of you, but when we had 80 and 90 degree temperatures there for a while, I got accustomed to it. And I'm very cold today. I probably shouldn't even be in flip-flops, but I also hate closed-toed shoes. So flip-flops and a sweater it is. But we're gonna put this thing together. I've got some soil we picked up at Costco yesterday, and we're gonna fill it and put some seeds in, which I've already got the seeds in here. So let me take that out and tell you a little bit about what we're gonna be planting. I have an Amazon order on the way with some bunching onions, so I'm gonna leave a couple of cells open for those. But I've got some beets, a couple of different kinds of cabbage, a couple of different kinds of lettuce, and I'll go in more detail on the varieties here in a minute. This is another thing of beets, and some sugar snap peas. So I'm gonna go grab some popsicle sticks and a marker because I forgot to grab those so that we can label these, and we're gonna get busy filling this thing. Okay, so I'm just going to grab all of the seeds and the marker and just kind of set them aside. All right, let's get this unboxed. I also grabbed my microphone while I was inside. Hopefully that will help. It's not super windy, but there is quite a bit of road noise. We've had more traffic today because a lot of roads are flooded and people are trying to find back roads. So if we have some traffic go by, might be better with my microphone. Okay, so green stalk, when they send your towers to you, they send you some planting ideas and guides and some really nice instructions. I've already put one together, so I don't really need this, but if you've never put one together, it is really helpful. And then I want to show you just a couple of other things. They sent a little bee magnet with this purchase. And it is so stinking cute. So I'm gonna probably put him on my fridge. If you know me personally, you know I love bees and I collect anything that has little bees on it. So that'll be perfect for me. It also matches the lids. The new lids that Greenstock has come out with have little bees on top. And they're super cute. Okay, I'm going to get this box out of the way and move the camera so you can see where we want to put this. All right, so right there behind my delivery box is where this tower is going to go. Now I wish that that water fountain was functioning. That's a cistern, which is just an underground water holding tank. And it's been here since the property was built, but it's no longer functioning. So unfortunately that doesn't work. I would love to be able to get it fixed at some point though. And you can see I've got a nasty mess here that I'll have to sweep up when we get completely done making even more of a mess. But that's where my picnic table that broke had been laying for a long time and just got nasty under there. And I need to get my picnic table moved before it kills the grass, but I need my husband's help to get it moved where it needs to be. All right, let's see. I think that'll be good. You know what? This soil from Costco is so stinking affordable that I can't hardly resist it. It's supposedly organic and it's supposedly OMRI listed. It's also by Miracle Grow, so I don't know, but I'm using it. Let's see. And you do want your soil to be pretty full. And yes, it will make a mess. Because it will kind of sink down. Now, there is a little bit of a tricky part. The bottom layer, it doesn't matter so much if soil falls through here. You don't necessarily want a whole lot of soil falling through there on the next several layers. So, I got the bottom layer, and you want to put your water basin in just like that. And I have found that it is easier with two people, but I don't have two people right now. So, let's see. We can do it. I just gotta get it lined up here. You just line it up and it kind of clicks into place. And I have found that it is easier to go ahead and put this on and then fill it rather than filling it on the ground and lifting the full one up. So, although I might still end up doing that so that I'm not getting dirt down into the water basin below it. Not dirt, soil. You know what I mean. Oopsie. Yeah. Okay, we might just have to strongman it, because I don't want to get dirt down in there and I don't have anything to plug that with. So the next couple, I'm going to do that. All right, I'm going to show you what I mean about it is easier when you stack it and then fill it, because you can get it lined up a little easier when it's empty and you don't have to lift it up on there. But you don't want the little holes that are in this watering basin getting clogged with a bunch of dirt from the one on top, because then it won't water it properly. So we're gonna do it like this, I guess. I am going to. See, that's what you don't want. And if you have any big clumps, you do want to kind of break that up. Okay, so you just want to get it lined up. And this is the hard part, when it's full. There we go. Okay, that one is on. Almost done. Now, like I said, it's definitely easier if you have a second set of hands. It's just easier handling all the materials. It's definitely doable, especially if you're an able-bodied person and you're strong enough to lift above your head, especially if you're shorter. I'm tall, so it's really not that big of a deal for me. I am 5'9" something, and this is a 5-tier, so it's not that tall for me. But for some people, it would be like lifting this up over their head, and that would get quite challenging. And the potting soil that I'm using is very dry. So if it was wet, this would be a really big pain in the butt. Okay. Okay, that one's on. Only one more. Oh, it's so pretty. I probably won't get this watered in before my husband gets back. We're going to be going over to his parents' house. We've got some family friends that are in town that we don't get to see very often. And so we're going to go eat lunch with them. I'm going to go dump this bag in my other raised bed that needs some more. So if you're curious how much potting mix it takes to fill these, a 5-tier will take 3 50-quart bags. So there you go. And this potting mix is specifically made for containers. And I'm just kind of pushing the soil out to the edges and leaving it a little bit lower in the center for a couple of reasons. This is where the water basin sits, and so it just sits a little better that way. And also, your plants are going to be here, so you want the plants to have the soil. I'm going to do that with this one a little bit better. Get this last layer up here. That went on there pretty easy. I'm wondering a little bit, this area is not as protected by the house, so I'm wondering if wind will be an issue with blowing the lid and this part off. We'll have to see about that. I guess I can keep my seeds in there too. For the top layer, let me see if we're even in frame. Okay, for the top layer, we're gonna do these super sugar snap peas. So I'm just gonna take my popsicle stick and my garden marker and label it sugar peas. Handwriting is atrocious, but just like that. And I'm just gonna put it in this top layer. And I am gonna go ahead and sow my seeds, even if I don't get it watered in right now, because I will get it watered in at some point today. You just might not get to see that on camera, but that's also pretty self-explanatory, I would think. And I think I'm gonna go with 3 or 4, maybe 4 peas in each little pocket here. Okay. So I got that one. I already did this one. We'll just circle around. And who knows, if it rains again, maybe it'll water it in for me. But when I get the when I get these seeds all put in, I'll put the cap on it and I will show you where you would put your hose and where you would fill the water. And most people know about these grain stalks. They have become very, very popular over the last few years. So I'm sure I'm not telling you anything that you haven't already seen in a million other videos. But this one's mine. My aunt got me my green stalks and she's got me hooked on them. And I just love them so much. They're, this is my first year growing with them, so I haven't really had them for a full season yet, but so far I love them. My other one is doing really well, and I'm super excited about this one because I just love the bright, cheery color. Okay, I'm gonna toss a couple extra in there. And I'll have some peas left for the fall, some pea seeds. We love sugar snap peas around here. I wanted to put some nasturtiums in here, but I'm out of nasturtium seeds, so. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Do we want to do beets or lettuce? I think I'm going to leave the bottom one for my bunching onions. No, I'll do the bottom one on my cabbage. Maybe I'll leave the second tier for my bunching onions. And we'll move on down and do lettuces. And now I have two kinds of lettuce here that I'm going to put in, if I can find them. Oh, you guys probably couldn't see much of that. I need to adjust my camera here. Okay, I have this black-seeded Simpson. Black-seeded Simpson is my favorite lettuce to make wilted lettuce with, and I'll bring you along and show you how I do that when it's ready. That was just a free seed packet with one of my Baker Creek orders. And then one of my other favorite seed suppliers is Haas, and this is the Butter Crunch lettuce. So I'm skipping the second tier for bunching onions and I'm moving down to the third. And I have to tell myself that or I will forget. So black-seeded Simpson, I just put BSS. And I've done this for so many years that I know what that means. And then I'm going to make my label for my Butter Crunch. Okay, Butter Crunch. And I'll just carry it with me. Now let's see. These are 3, 6. So I'm going to do 3 and 3. Easy enough. Now the black-seeded Simpson, I'm just going to apply pretty liberally. Haha, I almost messed up. See? See? I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to kind of push down and cover those up with some soil so that the little itty bitty seeds don't blow away. And then I'm going to move on. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move around here and do the Butter Crunch. Now the Butter Crunch, I'm going to sow pretty thickly. It is a head style lettuce, but I'm just going to sow it pretty thickly and use it like a cut and come again type. Because you can. I don't want to step on that box. It's so old and the wood is rotting. I'll probably fall right through. And I've got some Butter Crunch left. Moving on to the fourth. I'm going to do cabbages on the bottom, I think. 1, 2. Bunching onions, lettuce, beets, and cabbage. Yep, we're going to do beets. I'm going to use my rainbow blend. I have 2 kinds. I have Red Ace, which is kind of like the traditional, but I have those planted in the garden. So we're going to do rainbow beets out here. And I'm going to fill the entire layer with these. These are from Park Seed. I don't order from them too much, but I did this year, evidently. I don't even remember doing it. Does that mean you have a problem when you've ordered seeds so much that you don't really even remember doing it? Or is that just normal? I don't know. It's normal for me, especially during the winter. I suffer a little bit, or a bit, with seasonal depression, and ordering seeds makes me happy. And I just dropped one down here. I don't know how many I'm putting in here, just a handful. I will thin them if I need to. That's kind of my look on that. So if you're somebody who needs to know like exactly how to do things in the proper way and numbers and really organized and all that, I'm probably not going to be your favorite person, because I'm just not that way. I used to be, and then I had kids. That ship has sailed. Okay. We are going to move on to our final row. I've got two types of cabbages here. I've got Napa cabbage. This is one of my favorite styles of cabbage. I make a really, really good salad with this, which of course I'll show you when I make it, assuming that these germinate. These are very old seeds, so we'll see. And these are also very old seed, but I have Savoy. Now, I don't know if this big of a cabbage is too big for a green stalk. It might be, I don't know. But we're gonna try. We're gonna put 3 of them. And I'm just now realizing there's not a whole lot of room between the green stalk and the delivery box. And what I mean by that is when I put my cabbage in here and my cabbage grows, it's gonna be hitting the delivery box. So I'm not gonna move my green stalk. This is where I want it. So if that starts to become a problem, I'll move the delivery box a little bit. But for right now, I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, I'm gonna label one of these popsicle sticks Napa and one Savoy. Like I said, we're gonna do 3 and 3. I'm gonna put 3 seeds in each cell, and I will pick the best looking seedling that emerges, assuming that any seedlings emerge. Like I said, it's very old seed. I think, let's see, is there a date on here? These were for 2024, so it's not really very old. I mean, seeds have lasted longer than that, but I do not store them properly, so there's not necessarily a lot of hope that this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I'll come back with something else later. How about that? There is our 3 Napa. I gotta get some more seed out. Okay, I've got my seeds still sitting in here, but I told you I would show you the lid. So this is the lid. This is the new style of lid. They used to have, well, I think when they first started, I don't even think they had a lid for it. But then it was just a solid covering with a little hole on the side that you'd stick your hose through. This is definitely a better design. It keeps things out of it. So it fits on there snug enough, I think, for the west side of the house here. And you've got your little spot here that you would stick your hose in and you'd fill it up. And as you're filling this up, the water is dripping down through all of those water reservoirs and through the center of the stalk. And there is drainage holes in the bottom, so if you fill it too full, it will drain out. But then it just kind of gives it the right amount of water. Now, for the first few times that you water this, especially if your potting mix is very, very dry and you have seeds in here, you're gonna have to keep it very, very moist. So what I've been doing is, in addition to filling this part daily, until my seedlings have germinated and become strong enough, I've been gently, with like very light pressure, because again, they're tiny little seedlings, watering just to make sure that every single cell is very wet. Now, if you wanted, before you put your seeds in, if you didn't have a crazy hectic life like me, and you could do things how you probably should do them, you would have filled these with soil, you would have got it all wet, and then you would have poked your holes in and lightly covered them. But I'm just doing the best that I can and taking advantage of my husband taking the kids with him to work, because if I don't take them to work, he has to take them to work. So we take turns, and I'm very grateful to have a husband that helps me like that. So I help him and he helps me, and together we get it all done No, that's not true. We don't get it all done. We never get it all done. But we're a team, and that's all that matters. So we don't get it all done. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that we do, because that's just not real. And anybody that tells you that they can have a full-time farm with a row crop operation and a beef cattle operation and an egg business that sells about 80 dozen eggs a week, and we raise pork. And then I also homeschool the kids, and I stay at home, and I do all of the errands, like the grocery shopping and the, you know, all that kind of stuff, taking the kids where they need to go, all the appointments. And I also do the housework and the laundry. My husband does help me, don't get me wrong, but all of that. And the kids are with me 24/7, or with my husband 24/7. And I grow my own food, most of it, and we can and preserve most of our food. Yeah, anybody that tells you that they have all of that going on and it's just the two of them and they don't have any hired help, and they tell you that they get it all done, they're flat out lying. They are flat out lying, because it doesn't happen. We just do the best we can. We try to be as productive as we can be, and we try to enjoy life in between and try to not let the work just completely consume us, because it can. But I really enjoy working. So does my husband. And sometimes that also creates a little bit of an issue, because we can get really wrapped up in the work, and sometimes we can forget to have fun. Yeah, we sometimes forget the fun part of life. We're trying to be better about that, but we love to be outside. We love the farm. We love to work. It doesn't mean it's not stressful. It doesn't mean it's not hard. It doesn't mean it's not overwhelming, but it's just the life that we love. So anyways, I'm rambling and I'm wasting time, and my husband will probably be here pretty soon with the kids. So this is our green stalk for the west side of the house. Follow along and we'll see how it grows. We will be starting our garden tours this week. May 1st is going to start our weekly garden tours. So it doesn't look like it should be May, but it is, and I'm wearing a sweater, but yeah, it's gonna be May 1st this week. So follow along with our garden tours. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you like all of the things I just talked about, farming, canning, gardening, being a stay-at-home mom, working with your spouse, homeschooling, cooking from scratch, please hit the subscribe button and follow our journey. And we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us where you are in your journey or why you're watching. And I'm gonna go ahead and drag a 200-foot hose from that side of the house over to this side of the house. I'm not gonna show you that because it's a pain in the butt and I get frustrated with it. But I'm gonna drag that hose over here. I'm gonna get this watered in. I'm gonna get cleaned up. We're gonna go enjoy lunch with some family friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day, guys, and take care.